1st of January.
So he's going to start straight away, and also just when you bring somebody like that in, he kind of refreshes the squad. That's something that you were thinking about.
Hey, look at our situation. So I don't really know exactly. I understand the question, but it's how can you ask the question in a moment where we have 14 adult players? So I would be happy if he would not half as good as he is if he would be here now in this moment, and that he could help us, and he could help us. So that's all good. We have to. We cannot. We'll see how quick it goes. But the ways we play are not too different. And a lot of things which he had learned already at Salzburg, that makes it so good for us actually. But of course, we have a lot of patterns on the game which are different to what Salzburg is doing. So offensively, when we speak about what he's used to, it's more or less defensively. But he's an offensive player. So offensively, how can we bring him in a situation that he feels completely comfortable and to use the things instinctively and not because we told him. So that's what we speak every year about, where we say, okay, why he's not already in all the time and stuff like this. So there's no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure even when he's coming in January. This team is not struggling without him. So what we want extra quality with him, different quality with him, and a really, really good player. And that's what we got. And from which point on we can use him. Really, we will see from which point on we will see the 100% Takumi. There's absolutely no pressure on the boy. So many good things in him which will help us, and from which moment on he can use all of them, we will see.
And then how easy is it to switch from such a big win, a big final, to then go into another game which people will look into another type of final?
Oh, very easy, very easy. We have that constantly. We play constantly different competitions. During the season, it's the first 2 weeks where we don't play Champions League, and it's always. And Champions League was the Salzburg game was all or nothing. So, and we had to play there and had to go there and had to be completely focused on that specific situation in a game, a Premier League game. You want to win. In Champions League, very often, especially in the later stages for us, in the later stages of the competition, of the group stage, we have to win constantly games because we bring ourselves in a situation where it is like this. So we are used to that, and this is now the Premier League game, and there was no. It's not a problem to switch off. It's the feeling after the game was exceptional. It was really, really great, but it was not kind of a wild party after that, because everybody knew we play on Thursday again, and recovery starts like a minute after the final whistle. That's how it is, and the mood was exceptional. So we only take the positives of that, but we are completely and 100% clear about that. Leicester will challenge us with all they have. They have their own targets, their own aims, goals, and so we have to be ready for that. And we are used to that, but we have to show it again on the pitch. So, but it's not difficult to switch from one to the other.
As a manager who's done so many things, even obviously before Liverpool, you'll know that mentality, that ability to switch and to keep that incredible mentality up is what makes champions. And so how much in this current team, how strong is that, and how do you see that
That's exactly like in normal life. If you have a little success and you get carried away by it, you will really quickly realize it was your last one. If whatever it is, if it's in school with being top in a test, and you think, okay, that's it. From now on, I got maths. Everything about it, you will realize in the next test, mathematics developed since you last had a look in a book, and that's the situation. That's exactly what we have to do. We don't get carried away by nothing. Absolutely not. We are completely focused on the next step, and that's all I can say about it. I was always like this. It was. I never in my life wanted to have a party before there was a real reason for it. When there's a party with a real reason, then I'm in 100%. But before, I don't need it. I really don't need it. It's not that I have like 20% parties or stuff like this. Let's have this little thing or that. Nothing. I can easily wait for the proper one. So no chance to get us in a mood where we forget the things we have to do. And the next time we have to prove that is Leicester, Thursday, Boxing Day.
Jurgen,
Change your mind.
sorry.
Oh, good.
No, obviously, this time of year presents managers with a lot of challenges in terms of the fixture congestion. You've worked in a country where they don't have a sort of Christmas traditional set of fixtures. Do you think the English game, I know it's problematic for you, and Pep was moaning about it again at the weekend in a jokey way, but do you think the English game is better for this set of fixtures and all the festivals?
How do you mean that? How the English game is better for them?
I mean better in terms of the spectacle, the fans who can sort of enjoy the holiday fixtures on a Boxing Day or whatever, or stay at home or go to the pub and watch them on TV. I don't mean from your point of view, I mean from the sort of spectacle and from the fans' point of view. Do you think the English game is better for this congested period?
People want it here, yeah. In Germany, it would be probably cause a lot of problems on a private basis when the men start watching football on the 25th or 26th of December. Yeah, because we are not used to it. So none of us managers has a problem with Boxing Day. None of us. But playing the 26th and the 28th is a crime. It's absolutely not okay, and we still have it. Every year the managers. This year we don't have it. We have 26th and 29th. It's like holiday. So, but I understand all the others who are moaning and not moaning are telling that it just should not happen. It should not happen. Not for the spectacle, not for anything, because it would not be a problem to play the 26th and the 29th with more teams. But there's no reason for giving teams lesser than 48 hours to play another Premier League game. So, but that's our life. We can say whatever we want, and nobody is really interested. But it's every year the same for the coaches who are involved in that. 26th, 28th. Sports science doesn't really give you something to deal with it, because there are things that are just like they are. The body needs a specific amount of time to go again. That's how it is. It depends to how long you have to do something, but it's easy. That's science. So, but we ignore that completely. We just look and think, oh my God, they look strange when they run today again. So, and that's the situation. So, how I said, we are not in a situation, but I understand each manager who mentions it from time to time, pretty much always at the 24th or 23rd of December, when they realize, okay, now it's coming up, because it's just not okay. But other people have to decide that.
Final question.
Yeah, Leicester have more points at this stage, more goals, conceded less than they did in their title-winning season, and yet they're still 10 points behind first place. Does it show how City's performances over the last 3 seasons and Liverpool over the last 2 have redefined what it takes to actually be at the top?
I think City moved the bar massively. So the kind of consistency what they showed in the last 3 years probably is incredible and difficult to do, honestly. So I think they became chairman 2 years ago, and I think last year we helped a lot. They helped us with try to catch up with them, whatever, but they did it in an incredible way, to be honest. And yes, that's just changed the. It's not allowed to lose games. Yeah, that's how it is. It's difficult, obviously, but winning the Premier League should be difficult. It's such a strong league with all the teams. You see now Watford looked like they were gone already relegated. Managers coming in, playing here at Anfield a super game, winning a week later, and everybody are down there is on their toes again. So now the 6-7 teams will fight with all they have until the last match day for every little point you can get, which make these games difficult. You see, when it looked for a while like the top 4 were already kind of gone, and it's clear who will play in the Champions League next year, and together all of these teams means 7-8 clubs will fight with all they have for being in the Champions League, plus being in the European League, another 4 teams. So that's how the league is. So, and you have to be ready every 3 days to kind of win a football game. That's it. So yeah, and we know that, so we don't think about that as well. So it's just not, we don't think about the last game we won, we don't think about the game we play after. The next one is really the next one. It's the only way I understand, and that's what we try. With all the difficulties, with all the being prepared for the problems you can face, that's pretty much the plan. And sometimes it works out, not always, but sometimes, and that's what we try this time again. What about that shirt? Oh my God, look at that. He got a shirt. He got a shirt.
An autograph as well.
He got a shirt, yeah. Oh, a little text message.